I'm Thomas Bryant, second year at Newman University studying sport coaching science and tournament golf. So I chose to go to the Gambia experience because I looked at it with the mindset of when am I going to get the chance to go again, because it's not really a country that you see advertised that people go to, as well as the fact of the different experiences we were going to do. We wouldn't be able to do them unless I was on this trip with Mark Tiddler, who's been able to set up all of the different experiences that we do, whether it's the peanut factory or the aluminium factory. One of the challenges that I felt was out there, and I think what other people on the trip did, is when we went to the mines and there was a lady there with a 1.5-year-old child, and that kid is there 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, because they haven't got the facilities, they haven't got the grandparents to look after them. And coming from England, it's not what we like to see, and it's not what we're used to seeing, because we wouldn't like our kids to go through that, or any kid. So for us, it was just a massive shock to the system, and we just didn't really know what to say after we found that out. So the main highlight of the trip for me was being able to go to the golf course out there and just compare the differences between the golf course out there and, say, a premium golf course like Archfield Links that through my degree we go to every year and visit, because Archfield has the funds and the facilities to be able to spend £300,000 on bushes, have a massive range and all the facilities that a golfer could want and wish for, whereas the golf course out in Gambia, it hasn't got that funding, it hasn't got the facilities, but you've got your own personal caddy who takes interest in your game. He wants to know about your game back here, as well as the fact that you have your own personal greenskeeper who walks around with you and walks from your ball to the hole, smooths the line out for you. The experience there is they're trying to make it as good as they can, despite the lack of resources, and want you to enjoy it, and which you do. You can't not enjoy it while you're out there. One of the things I learned while I was away is the amount of pride that they take in their work. So the women at the horticultural project, they take a lot of pride in what they're doing. So whether that is just showing us how they do it, because they want us to engage and show and understand why they're doing it and understand what they're doing, as well as the fact that although they're taking pride in their work, it allows us to understand that for them it may be a necessity. They have to be there because they need to, it's their only way of income, which for me is the understanding I took from the aluminium factory with the men who work there. Although they take pride, for them that may be their only way of getting an income or be able to make stuff. For me, what I'm bringing back to the UK is that a lot of the time I complain to some of my fellow golfers that my golf course doesn't have that good facilities. It's only got a chipping green, a tiny one at that, and a driving range. But you think about it, it's like, that's all I need. I shouldn't be complaining, because the facilities at the golf course out there, they've got the tiniest putting green I've probably ever seen in my life, but they've got a putting green. That's all they need. I shouldn't be complaining that I haven't got anything when in reality I have. I've got everything that I need to be able to practice. And the fact that I have the ability to study something like golf as a degree, whereas they will have to study how to garden or do gardening, because that's what they will need later in life. As well as that, what I'm bringing back to the UK is that starts with something that I left out there. I left a hoodie, and I was a bit annoyed that I'd left it, but when you realise that it's not the end of the world, and if someone gets more use out of it than I did, then that's better for the hoodie and the people out there. Because for me, I was a bit annoyed, but it's just a bit of cotton, a bit of fabric at the end of the day. It's not the end of the world that I left it. If someone uses it until it can't be used no more, then that's fine by me. Someone's getting use out of it, rather than me just wearing it every once in a while. Another thing as well is you go to the different places on the trip. So you go to the peanut factory, You go to the women's horticultural, the aluminium factory, the different markets that they've got out there, and then to Tangier, the fishing village, and you come back home and you realise how lucky we are and that we don't appreciate it. You know, we've got all the facilities we could ever wish for, and we're still moaning that we haven't got enough, when in actual fact we've got more than we could ever need to actually live our lives.